Hi, I'm Erin, back with part 2 of the story. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, don't worry. You can catch up on all the excitement and drama by watching the video now. Then, once you're all caught up, get ready for part 2. It should be even more thrilling than the first. Grab your Alpha Tumbler or cup and get ready. If you don't have yours yet, go to alphatumblersandcups.com and get yours today. Link and promo in the description. We get our inspiration from you. Share your workplace drama with us at stories@alphatumblersandcups.com, and we may write a story inspired by you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's continue with Denise's story. In that moment, I heard screaming, saw commotion, and smoke filling the house. All thoughts of popularity and rebellion vanished. Instinct kicked in, and I knew I had to get out. To safety, to my family. I stumbled through the chaos, pushing through the crowd and tried to reach the door. I didn't know where Sarah was. Where's my friend is the last thing I remember thinking as I called out for her. It was so chaotic and loud with other kids screaming too. My father was on call that night and unaware I had snuck out. He got a call about a house fire and rushed to the scene. He was ready to respond to any emergency that came his way. Little did he know, the call that came in would lead him to a scene he could have never anticipated. As my dad raced towards the location of the house fire, meeting his fellow firefighters there, his mind focused on the task at hand. His thoughts consumed by the need to save lives and protect property. But as they arrived on the scene, his heart sank at the sight before him. The flames danced menacingly, casting eerie shadows against the night sky as smoke billowed into the air, blocking his vision. With a sense of urgency, he joined his colleagues in battling the blaze. Each moment felt like an eternity as they fought to gain control. It wasn't until one of the young men approached him, panic etched on his face, that my father's worst fears were confirmed. "We can't find Denise," the young man exclaimed, his voice trembling with fear. Confusion clouded my dad's mind as he tried to make sense of the situation. "Denise is at home, son," he replied, his voice tinged with concern. But the young man shook his head, his eyes wide with alarm. "No, sir, I think she's still in there," he said, gesturing towards the burning house. She and Sarah were at the party. Amidst the chaos, a sense of dread washed over my dad as he realized that this house, this inferno, held more than just memories and possessions. It held his daughter, his precious Denise, and her friend Sarah. In that moment, as he told me later, time seemed to stand still, as the worst nightmare of his life unfolded before his eyes. Without hesitation, he sprung into action, his training kicking in as he braved the flames to rescue me and my friend from the jaws of death. Meanwhile, I fought my way through the pandemonium, and despite the urgency of the situation, time seemed to slow to a crawl, each moment stretching out into an eternity as my heart pounded in my chest. I could hear it echoing in my ears as I pushed forward, propelled by sheer instinct and desperation, the air becoming thick with smoke, choking and suffocating as if every breath could be my last. The crowd was fleeing towards the perceived safety of the front of the house, but I knew better. With a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach, I turned and sprinted in the opposite direction, towards the back of the house, where I hoped to find an escape route. Just as I reached the relative safety of the glass sliding door, a figure barreled into me with the force of a freight train, knocking me to the ground with a sickening thud. Stars exploded behind my eyes as my head connected with the hard floor, sending shards of pain radiating through my skull. For a moment, everything went dark, the world slipping away into a void of unconsciousness. But then, through the haze of pain and confusion, I heard her voice, Sarah, my best friend, calling my name with a desperation that cut through the chaos like a beacon of hope. With the strength born of sheer determination, she dragged me towards the door, her grip firm and unwavering. In that moment, as the flames and the smoke started moving towards the back of the house and the world teetered on the brink of oblivion, I realized something profound. Sarah didn't leave me behind. She could have. Maybe she should have, to save herself. But she didn't, because that's who she is. A beacon of unwavering loyalty and unconditional love. A true friend in every sense of the word. The next thing I knew, there was my dad in his fireman gear scooping me up on one side and holding Sarah on the other side. My dad emerged from the inferno with adrenaline pumping through his veins, giving him the strength to carry us both. We were alive, we were safe, and in that moment, nothing else mattered but the overwhelming sense of gratitude that my dad, my hero, rescued me. Outside, as I collapsed on the lawn with tears streaming down my face, I saw fire trucks and police cars and paramedics rushing about ensuring everyone was alive and safe. It was a wake-up call, a harsh reminder of the consequences of my actions. As I watched the flames consume the house, I knew I wouldn't resent my dad's rules anymore. In the aftermath of that night, I faced the reality of my rebellion. My dad didn't scold me, he just held me, while the paramedics checked me out. Aside from a few scrapes and bruises, I was fine. That night, I gained a newfound respect for him. His unconditional love and unwavering dedication to keeping us safe was his top priority, even when it meant saying no to things I thought I wanted most. Is your dad your hero? Tell us your story in the comments. Let's celebrate our fathers together. Thanks so much for listening to the story. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel.